You and I both know this. Your life didn't become what it is today because of one huge decision. It became what it is because of thousands of tiny choices you made without even noticing. Yet whenever you want to change your life, your brain immediately looks for something big, something dramatic, something that feels like a movie scene. From tomorrow, I'll completely change. I'll wake up early, work out, study, start a business, fix my mindset, everything in one go. And because that vision is so heavy, you feel inspired for a moment, and then you do nothing. The weight of that big change crushes your motivation before you even take the first step. The painful truth is, big goals are exciting to imagine, but exhausting to execute. That's why most people live stuck. They keep waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect version of themselves to appear. But life doesn't reward the person who waits for perfect conditions. Life rewards the person who is willing to take small, imperfect steps again and again. The engine of real success is boring from the outside, but powerful from the inside. The thing that makes small steps look weak is that you can't see their power immediately. If you go to the gym once, you look in the mirror and nothing has changed. If you read 5 pages of a book, no one claps for you. If you save a small amount of money, your bank account doesn't suddenly explode. So your brain tells you, see, this isn't doing anything. What's the point? But that's a lie your impatience tells you. Think about a dripping tap filling a bucket. 1 drop means nothing. 10 drops mean nothing. Even 50 drops don't impress you. But somewhere along the way, the bucket gets full. The power was not in 1 drop, the power was in the repetition. That's exactly how your habits work. A small action repeated daily becomes a pattern. A pattern repeated for months becomes a system. A system repeated for years becomes your lifestyle. And that lifestyle creates your results. Small steps are not small when they are connected to each other. They are bricks that quietly build the house of your future. Another reason small steps are so powerful is that they start to rewrite your identity. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, you send a message to your subconscious mind, I can trust myself. When I say I will do something, I do it. At first it's tiny. You say, I'll read 5 pages, and you do it. You say, I'll walk for 10 minutes, and you do it. No one else notices, but inside your self-image is changing. You go from I'm lazy to I'm trying, then from I'm trying to I'm consistent, and eventually, this is just who I am now. On the other hand, when you set huge, unrealistic goals and then fail to follow through, you create the opposite belief. I can't trust myself. I always break my own promises. That belief is deadly for your confidence. So when you choose small, realistic steps, you're not lowering your standards, you're building a stronger foundation. You're choosing a path where you can actually win, again and again, until winning becomes normal for you. Let's bring this down to something very real, your health. Most people think getting fit means spending hours in the gym, eating perfectly clean, and living like a full-time athlete. That picture is so intimidating that they don't even start. But what if your small step was simply to walk for 10 or 15 minutes every day? What if you drank an extra glass of water each morning? What if you stopped drinking sugary drinks during the week? None of these actions are dramatic, but together, over months, they change your energy, your mood, your weight, your sleep. Just walking daily can clear your head, reduce your stress, and make your body feel lighter. It's not about becoming a model. It's about feeling proud that you're finally taking care of the only body you'll ever live in. You don't need a gym selfie. You need a quiet daily win. And the beautiful thing is, once your body starts feeling better, your mind follows. You start thinking clearer, working better, and feeling more alive. One small step in health creates a chain reaction in the rest of your life. Now think about your skills and your career. People look at successful creators, speakers, designers, coders, business owners, and think, they're so talented, as if talent dropped from the sky onto their heads. What you don't see are the hundreds of hours they spent when nobody was watching, practicing, failing, learning, improving by tiny percentages. If you dedicate just 20 minutes a day to practicing one skill, editing, designing, writing, speaking, coding, any skill that matters to your future, that's over 120 hours in a year. Imagine how different your level would be after 120 focused hours. You might not be the best in the world, but you would be unrecognizable compared to where you started. One short lesson, one practice session, one tiny project after another. That's how careers are built. Big breaks usually come from small, consistent efforts that prepared you for that moment. You don't need to figure out your whole future today. You just need to ask, what can I practice for a few minutes today that my future self will thank me for? Now let's talk about your mindset, because without a strong mind, even your best habits collapse under pressure. A small step for your mind might look like 5 minutes of journaling each night, where you write down what went well and what you can improve. It might be reading a few pages of a mindset book. It might be sitting quietly and breathing deeply, allowing your thoughts to settle. These actions look tiny and even unproductive in a fast, noisy world, but they are like cleaning the inside of your house. When you don't do them, mental dust builds up. Overthinking, comparison, anxiety, emotional confusion. You react to everything, get triggered by small things, and you don't even know why. But when you regularly take small steps to understand yourself, calm your mind, and feed it with better thoughts, you begin to respond instead of react. You catch negative beliefs earlier. You talk to yourself with more kindness. You stop quitting so easily. Again, nothing magical happens overnight, but your inner world slowly becomes a safer, stronger place to live in. So how do you turn all of this into something you can actually follow? Start with the one small step rule. First, choose one area of your life that feels the most important right now. Is it your body, your money, your skills, or your mind? Don't choose everything at once. That's how you overwhelm yourself. Second, pick one small daily action that is so simple you cannot honestly say, "I don't have time." It could be 10 push-ups, 1 page of reading, 10 minutes of study, writing 3 lines in a journal. Third, connect that action to a trigger. After brushing your teeth, after dinner, before bed, right after waking up. The trigger makes it easier to remember. Fourth, track it somewhere, a notebook, an app, a calendar, and put a small check mark every day you complete it. That check mark is more powerful than you think. It becomes a visual reminder that you are becoming the kind of person who shows up. Don't try to be perfect. If you miss a day, don't turn it into a story about how you always fail. Just return the next day and take the step again. Of course, there will be a moment when you get bored, impatient, or discouraged. You'll think nothing is changing, even though it is. This is where most people give up, not because the habit is impossible, but because the results are not loud enough yet. You have to remind yourself that success is not supposed to feel like a movie montage with fast music and instant transformation. In real life, success often feels like repeating the same small action on days when you don't feel like it, when no one is cheering, when the progress is invisible. On those days, shrink your step, but don't delete it. If you plan to read 10 pages, read 2. If you planned a long walk, walk around your house. If you plan to journal for 10 minutes, write 1 sentence. The goal is not to maintain intensity, the goal is to protect consistency. As long as the chain is not broken, your identity remains intact. I am someone who keeps going, even on bad days. That identity is far more valuable than any single result. One day in the future, you will look back and realize that the big changes in your life did not come from one magical moment. They came from hundreds of small steps that you were brave enough to take when it didn't look like they mattered. The extra hour you studied when you were tired, the short walk you took instead of scrolling, the small amount of money you saved instead of spending, the 5 minutes you used to calm your mind instead of drowning in negativity, those are the quiet choices that build a loud life. So ask yourself now, what is one small step you can start today that your future self will be grateful for? Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for a new month. Don't wait for motivation to knock on your door. Start with something you can do in the next 24 hours, something so small it almost feels silly. Then repeat it tomorrow and the next day and the next. That is how you move from dreaming about a better life to actually walking toward it, one small step at a time. If this message spoke to you, don't let it remain just another nice idea you heard and forgot. Choose your small step, write it down, and commit to it for the next 30 days. Watch how your confidence slowly rises each time you show up. Watch how your mind starts to trust you again. Watch how opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere when in reality you were slowly preparing yourself for them. Remember, you don't need to be perfect to change your life. You just need to be willing to start small and stay consistent. Your dreams are not as far away as they look. They are hiding inside the small actions you keep avoiding. Start taking those actions and your future will start moving toward you. If you want real change in your life, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a motivational video that could transform your future.